Hi, I'm Carl from Toronto. Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up an EQ, just like in the video. I'm going to use the same settings as Landon used. So the first thing we want is a low-cut high-pass filter. I'm going to set that about 75 Hertz. There we go. And you can see we've got a nice cut-off of the low end there. We're going to change the Q a little bit just to make it a bit of a steeper drop-off because we can't change decibels per octave using color EQ. That's okay. Okay, so we have options of low cut or low shelf here, but unfortunately everything else we only have type A and type B options. Now, type A is kind of a bell-shaped filter. Let's just bypass that second. Okay, so type A is a bell-shaped filter. You can see it looks a bit like this. It's got this nice curve over the top. Type B gives you a bit of a different effect. So we're just going to stick with type A for this. Interestingly, this is a fairly flat kind of bell-shaped filter. So if we turn the Q all the way down, there we go, and if we turn up this extra parameter here, we can actually flatten this out quite nicely. And what we'll end up with is something pretty similar actually to a low shelving filter. So we'll just set that to 80 Hertz, and then you can see as we move this up and down, we've got quite a nice little bass boost or cut here if we need to on the bottom end. There we go. So just bypass that, bypass the low cut. So the next thing we're going to do is add our mid filters, which are bell filters. So we're going to keep them type A. We want to sweep this first one, as it is in the video, from between about 100 to 2000 Hertz. So it goes all the way up there, so a bit too high. And so the bell filter looks a little bit like this. This time we're going to turn the Q up a bit to sharpen it. Just to 1, around there. Then I'm actually going to change the shaping parameter down to about 20%. Okay, so now we can boost that up, cut it down, and we can sweep it from about, 100 to about 2000 Hertz. Fairly straightforwardly using the style. Okay. So that's our kind of low mid bell filter. Just bypass that and we'll go on to the next one, which is a higher frequency. This one's going to run from 400 to 8000. We're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to move Q to about 1, and we're going to move our other parameter to about 20. Okay, so now we can boost that, bring it up or down. We can sweep it across from 400 Hertz to about 8000. Okay, nice high-end filter, and then we can just bypass that. The next bit. So we don't need to use the next filter because there's only 5 we actually need. The very last filter actually does have a high cut and a high shelf, so we'll put our high shelf filter there. Need to set that about 12K. It's about here. Then we can change the Q back to 1, and then we can just boost or cut any of that high end that we want to, just fairly straightforwardly. So now I have a set of parameters just like the filters in the class video. Let's just take all the bypasses off so we can see everything fits together. Got this these two kind of low and mid bell filters. And low shelving filter here to boost some bass, and then we can kind of change the frequency response basically just like this. So we can throw some extra high end in there, for example. So the final step is learning how to save your preset. So just go to the Save Preset menu here, and I'm going to name this one Analog Clone, as it's a clone of an analog mixing board. Or as close as we can get with this EQ. So once the preset's saved, you can just go and load it. Anytime you want to bring those settings back, it will just come up. So thanks very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this and found it useful.